All right, missed another conversation. Bummer. Guy was super hot-headed. I kept my cool, so I'm very happy with that. And as always, good old logic made him walk away. All right, where was I before the internet cut out for no reason? Somebody told us this taught us differently. You better believe that somebody told us to ignore their suffering, to mock and excuse their pain and their misery, to make fun of their very existence. This is something I would like you to focus on today, tomorrow, and beyond. What in the hell happened along the way? Who taught us to be so mean? Who was other species when they used to be our friends? These are innocent beings who have done nothing wrong to us. Because I'm pretty sure we can all agree on one thing right now. Hatred, purest form, is a learned behavior. Racism, sexism, heterosexism, anti-Semitism, misogyny, any discrimination is learned behavior. Kids a Jew, 3, 4 years old, playing on the playground, take them out there like where their friends sit.
I think I don't
I don't think there's any doubt. Hatred in its purest form is learned. So speciesism, just like racism, is no different. It's a new word to a lot of people. Species, the ism attached to it. One defined this as an unethical, unprincipled point of view that the human species has every right to oppress, exploit, and murder another species. All because we believe that we're so more special. We're so more superior than all the other ones. We're the only ones that count. We're the only species that matters. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that line of thinking, that thought process, is the exact same as all forms of discrimination. One group thinking and saying they're more special than all the other ones. Then they proceed to oppress them, exploit them, deny them the right to be free. They enslave them in many cases. In many other cases, they murder them with premeditation and without penalty. Understand something essential with discrimination is never okay to be picking and choosing. Which forms of discrimination is the first? Which to say are evil, racism. Which ones to say are okay? Speciesism. Discrimination is evil. I ask you to use some empathy right now. When I say empathy, what I'm saying is place yourself in the position of your victim. Try to view the species from the animal's point of view, from your victim's point of view. When you examine any form of injustice, whether human animals are the victims or non-human animals are the victims, please remember the victim's point of view. If you are not the victim, don't examine it entirely from your point of view. Because when you're not the victim, it becomes pretty easy to rationalize and excuse cruelty, inequality, injustice, slavery, and even murder. If you're born a cow or a pig or a chicken, man, things would look a hell of a lot different from that anyway. I want to show you a graphic video on what happens to your victims inside of a slaughterhouse. Go watch Dominion.com. Ask you not to turn away or close your eyes during watching You choose to make me choose to make some money at the very least. You're obligated to see the pain and the suffering that you're causing. If you do feel the need to close your eyes and turn away during watchingmedia.com, I want to ask yourself a question. It's not good enough for my eyes. Why is it good enough for my stomach? Veganism is a logical extension of human rights. If you believe that just because somebody else is sentient, has a brain, a central nervous system, freedom of their own economy, then it's only logical that you would grant the same rights, respect, and freedom to the other individuals that have brains, nervous systems, one life you cherish more than anything, suffering equally. Plants are not sentient. All species are. We're not that special. We're not the only conscious individuals. Watch Dominion.com and wonder why McDonald's never studies those smiling cartoon characters, animals singing and laughing and dancing, lying, brainwashing and hypnotizing, programming you not to care about things that you would normally care about, things that you used to care about. Right now, in this very moment, Monday evening, on our highways, there are no less than 5,000 concentration camp trucks. Inside these trucks are living, terrified, innocent individuals. And we treat worse than our worst criminals. Cows, pigs, and chickens. These trucks are being driven to concentration camp slaughterhouses we carefully constructed all across the country. When the trucks arrive, your victims are so frightened, they won't even get off the trucks. They're not stupid, they know what's next. You're paying someone to get on these trucks on your behalf, to cross and meet three little angels, force them down the street to their own death. Up the men, small enough to manhandle like chickens, let's grab them off the trucks and throw them inside. Once inside, these innocent, terrified beings are hanging upside down, fully conscious. In other words, because of your decision, someone else is going in alive against their will and coming out chopped up into hundreds of pieces. You want to know what's more insane than that? Meat eaters walking around like their lifestyle isn't causing any harm. Like it's normal and natural to be consuming violence and death. How would you feel if the day that you were born, somebody else had already planned the day of your execution? That's what it's like to be a cow, a fish, a pig, or a chicken, or a turkey on this planet. With all due respect, I think this type of behavior is inexcusable. It's unbecoming of a species that claims to understand the difference between right from wrong. The other species have not done one single thing to us to deserve the wrath and the cruelty that we hurl on them. And I hope you all understand what I'm offering you here today. When you leave after this protest, are you aware that for the first time ever, you can now directly participate in ending a massacre? Instead of sitting around and paying lip service to all the massacres and all the problems that are always taking place on this planet. It's so frustrating to me when I travel this country, doing around 250 lectures a year to some 75,000 university students, that everybody talks a good game. Notice that people are quite the smooth talkers when it comes to peace and compassion. People always want to tell me, never show me, just tell me how peaceful they are. Because of what they believe in, or what makes them sad. Yeah, I believe in God and angels, and I pray all the time, and those earthquakes are feeling amazing. Oh, they were so sad. Well, no shit, they were sad. Since when does feeling sad about an obvious tragedy make the world a better place or make somebody a good person. Now listen, folks, I'm not trying to dog you out when I talk like this. I'm not. Just not a politician. I'm not a bullshit artist. I don't know how to schmooze people who can see. I hope you appreciate my honesty and my genuineness today. I'm not a salesperson. Got no books to sell you after this protest. No DVDs, no collection plate, no documentaries. I don't want your money. I don't want your email addresses, and I don't want your mailing address. Keep all that stuff. I'm here to talk about the worst form of cruelty and violence taking place on this planet. Well, most people don't seem to care about it. But when you sit back in the comfort of your living room and you start condemning atrocities elsewhere, claiming to be against animal abuse, killing and raping for no reason, it's the definition of lip service. But veganism, there's now a chance to not be a hypocrite, to actually walk the compassionate talk that everyone's always talking about. There's your chance to actually show others how truly peaceful you are. There's your chance for a personal revolution, to leave your mark on this planet by causing the least amount of harm possible. Always. Come on. What's the argument for not causing the least amount of harm? Convenience? Indifference? Apathy? Selfishness? I want you to know I don't live in fantasy land. I'm well aware non-human individuals are suffering and dying just because we're here on this planet with them. We build homes for their habitats, pollute their environments, and destroy their habitats. Is there any reason that we need to be eating them on top of it all? Maximize the suffering and the cruelty that they already endure? You want to talk about pouring salt into somebody else's wound? 98%, I'm keeping Scott, 98% of all animals that are used and killed on this planet are used and killed in the fishing, meat, dairy, and pig industries. More than in the wilderness, for fuck's sakes. This is where all the harm is taking place. And in our country, from birth until death, each meat-eater, wannabe carnivore consumes 3,000 land animals and tens of thousands of marine animals. Those are Department of Agriculture stats. So a lot of people eat animals because we've been told that we're carnivores, we're omnivores, we're meat-eaters, and we're supposed to be doing this. Are you aware that physiologically the human body is 100% herbivorous? You're herbivores. That means plant eaters. The monkeys, Australopithecus, one child, all the hominid species are herbivores. We are great apes. We are more closely related to chimpanzees than gorillas. Our brains run on sugar. Only herbivores' brains run on sugar. If we were omnivores, our brains would run on fat and protein. We would sleep 20 hours a day, not 8 hours. We'd have 6 nipples, not 2. We would have acidic saliva and urine and alkaline livers instead of having the opposite of an omnivore, which has an alkaline liver and acidic saliva and urine. Our tongues would be rough like a cat's. Also, look at your cat or dog at home. Their jaws only go up and down because their jaw is embedded into the skull, and the lower teeth overlap for shearing up and down motion. Just like your cat or dog or Tyrannosaurus Rex at home, real meat eaters, omnivores, only chew up and down, rip and swallow. Our mouth opening relative to head size is very small, the exact same ratio as all herbivores on the planet. Real meat eaters have large mouths so they can take big bites of their food. And the hungry wolves can have 3 pounds of meat, but you can barely have 4 quarter pounders with 1 pound of meat. We see in full color, we have hexagonal receptors in our eyes, so we can tell the fruits right the way to eat. Yes, only herbivores can see in full color. You've heard it a million times. Cats and dogs are colorblind. what happens to apples and other fruit when they get old? They get ripe and ready to eat. What happens to individuals like fish and cows and pigs and chickens when they get old? They get old because they're just like us. Brian Johnson, you might want to YouTube Brian Johnson. He's literally the most measured man in history. He's a billionaire with his own laboratory, measures all 70 organs every single day. And he reversed his speed of aging. You have any questions, man? Oh, sure. Yeah, so if you YouTube Brian Johnson, the most measured man in history for the last 4 years, he measures all 70 organs every single day. He's reduced his biological speed of aging to 0.65 for every chronological year. So he basically doesn't age in September, October, November, December. He's going to live to be 150 or 200 years old. Brian Johnson is literally, you can Google this, ask Siri or Alexa, literally the healthiest human being on the planet, has all the biomarkers, all the evidence, all the data, and he's a vegan. World's strongest man, Patrick Boumian, lifted 850 pounds above his head in Germany. He's a vegan man. Okinawan tribes in Japan have the highest number of centenarians. Your average person living on that island eating food all day, no meats, no milk, no eggs, no honey, no animal products, lives to be 100 years old. That's the Okinawan tribes in Japan. They're all vegan. The Seventh-day Adventists, Rastafarians, vegans, vegetarians, Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, societies that consume little to no animal protein, have little to no rates of osteoporosis, bone fractures, and cancer. In fact, meat is a class A1 carcinogen. It's with asbestos and cigarettes. Meat is literally guaranteed to kill you from cancer. When you avoid animals, you benefit. But veganism is not about your health. I'm just making the health argument to say, hey, you don't need to eat animals. Then what in the hell are we doing eating them when we literally don't have to? You can look up the Harvard Nun study, Oxford Vegan Vegetarian Study, Seventh-day Adventist Study, Seventh-day Adventist Study 2. These are hundreds of thousands of people monitored for over 40 years that show without a shadow of a doubt that humans are herbivores. We're plant eaters. We're supposed to be eating plants, fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, berries, and legumes, aquatic vegetables, birds, and spices. 60,000 delicious plant species that can't harm you or cause a disease. Sorry, you have any questions, man? That's fucking awesome. Good, nice. Oh, 2 months. How exciting. Good for you. Good. Yeah. Do you mind if we talk? Yeah, because I record, but I just want your voice, if I could, if that's okay. Yeah. Sure. That's very cool. So you're a new vegan, 2 months. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Smart guy. You broke out of the matrix.
Yeah. I mean, it's healthy, but at the same time, it's like a kind of moral
Yeah.
decision,
Yeah.
But it's healthy, It's backed by science as well.
Me too. It's funny because I started to lose weight and I knew that I would get heavy again. So I thought, I'm going to go vegan so I stay a little thinner. But then I realized very fast, I was like, if I can be vegan, I should.
Yeah. I mean, almost all people around me are all
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I work for a climate change company, and we have a couple of people. But, I mean, just one, maybe like 2 or 3 people vegan, and the challenge is you face people eating animal, and for me, it's just how to open the conversation because they make them uncomfortable because they consider
It's controversy.
Yeah.
It's like talking about abortion or talking about whose side are you with politics, who to vote for.
Yeah.
So how to bring it up.
It's interesting, I just downloaded the book, which is like the half of the book explained.
Sorry, which book?
I need to, because it's on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the half of the book explain how your body will adjust to vegan and stuff, and the second half is just recipes, amazing recipes, dishes. So it's kind of new context for me, but I'm happy.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Why would you even want to open up the conversation about veganism? I assume it's because you care and you want to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
Is that why?
Because,
I mean, it's got to be, right?
yeah, I mean, just considering how we'll, as a human,
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see in the future. Yeah. It's either going to go really bad or we can fix it. Yeah.
We basically we haven't passed
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
that much eating a lot of animal-based food. It's just crazy. You just hypothesize how we'll end up in the future. Like,
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I think it's either going to be really, really healthy people, and maybe have to be forced by like more powerful people to be healthy. But hopefully they'll do it on their own.
I think, yeah.
If you would like to help people go vegan, like I do it all the time. Like dozens of people, I see them on the street. They go, "Oh, I went vegan because I heard the thing." Like they sit there, they listen for an hour, they hear all the things, they talk. And I had a guy came up to me. He was very aggressive. He was very offended. He was like, "No, you have to eat meat, and you telling these people to not eat them is going to make them sick." And I said, "Okay, how can I explain this to you?" And I told him some things, and I think he kind of started to think about it. But he left very upset. So somebody like that is just walking around, and you almost can't change them.
Yes.
So I don't really care. But then I have people, especially young people, like teenagers, so open.
Yeah.
Really old people, just but honestly, yeah. So especially when they're young and they ask, like, "What are you doing? What's that you said?" And yeah, I can get them vegan sometimes in like 5 minutes.
To be honest, I love food coming from vegetables. I like it more. I don't like. So
it's a different flavor.
But I think, I mean, for some people, it just, it's just mentality.
They just crave it. They crave it.
Respect it.
Yeah.
I think it's challenging.
Yeah. But my point is that like you can't go up to that guy playing the music and get him to go vegan, right? Because he's in a different mood, right? He's a player right now. He's going to go skate. He's going to go have some fun, whatever, right? He's going to smoke a joint, have a beer on the beach. You can't. But then, like some people, they have some time. They come up to you and they're like, "Hey, I'm kind of bored. Maybe we can chat about this." And they go, "No fucking way! Is that real?" And they pull out the phone, and I always tell them, "See if what I'm saying is real." They look up and they're like, "Holy shit! Like how milk is addictive." Like it has casomorphines, which is like an opioid that lights up the same neurons in your brain as crack ecstasy morphine.
Wow.
Yeah. So it actually, like, people are like, "I need cheese." Like you see them eating a cheeseburger and the leg is going. I'm like, "Oh, fuck! I got my cheese." It's why people who are like sick and they can't have cheese will still eat cheese. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is if you want to really make a real difference and really help animals, a very easy thing to do is join. There's a group, it's called AV, and I'm sure if you go online or anything like that, you'll find out AV, and it's just people who, check it out. They wear the masks, and they talk about veganism by showing images on TV. So people say, "Oh, what's going on TV?" And they're like, "Oh, they're killing all the male cows because male cows don't produce milk." And they go, "No way! So every time I buy milk, I'm killing a male cow?" It's like, yup. And sometimes that's all they need to hear. They just need that little push. So AV, there's a group. That's the documentary. Yes, I can't even watch. I can't even watch it. I tell people to watch it, but I can't just watch it.
Most extreme, like scene that you could. So that changed me. Another person in our company. So
that's how it is.
You could suggest to some people if they have the strength to see these.
I do every day. In fact, how I say goodbye to people is watchthemain.com. I just say it. Yeah, you have to say it. And I have some friends that do graffiti everywhere, and they put stickers on watchthemain.com.
Yeah. What was the group that?
Oh. Okay, so it TB Animal Outreach. Outreach space Facebook group. So if you join that, you'll see when they're coming out next. They'll have all the TVs, and there's like 6 or 7 of them. I sometimes go with them as well, and you can just be there and just watch, see what they do. But hopefully you can join them, and you can also talk to people because they always have questions. Yeah, yeah. So that's like AV. It's AV, but it's not the popular one that's in every country. This is just like Vancouver's AV. So it's the same as AV. It's just you got the TV, the mask, you talk to people, and it really makes a difference. In fact, everyone there who does AV went vegan because of AV. So it's kind of funny. Like we are so good at what we do that when we make someone go vegan, they become an activist. Like we get them to like get that fire. Yeah, yeah. And you can do it online. Like you could like go on AI artwork, and you could like maybe go through the Watch Dominion and take what they say, but then show like AI images to everything that's being said. So you're not watching WatchDominion.com, you're hearing it, but you're only fuck. That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, you should do that. You can make like a little movie, share it. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, Australia. Vegan booties from there. It's just huge. You got the best activists there. Absolutely. And different perspective. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, it's really like, you could, because it's mostly like a little shame and a little guilt, like you could kind of squeeze people into veganism by saying like, hey, you don't want to be a bad person. But really, I know what people are thinking. They're thinking, I have to eat this stuff. So you kind of have to say it's going to make you healthy, even though it's not about health. So
You mentioned with like,
yeah.
most healthy people on the planet.
Yeah. It's very easy. Yeah, seriously, Brian Johnson. And if you haven't figured him out, Brian Johnson, he'll fucking blow your mind. He'll teach you. He's like a dad. He'll teach you how to sleep, how to wash your face, how to have good posture, how to exercise every single muscle. Brian Johnson. Yeah. Healthiest man on earth. We might want to listen to what he's got to say because he's kind of a smart guy. He's a billionaire too, self-made. He made Venmo and sold it. It's kind of like PayPal, like how Elon Musk just like sold the company. Anyways, man, thanks
talking to you, Ali.
Matt. What a pleasure. What a great guy from Sydney. The next vegan booty. He'll be vegan bulgy. Am I actually live? Because the app always says so, but I need to check really quick. A very pleasant conversation. If a vegan approaches me, I want them to be an activist. If an activist approaches me, I want them to be more active. Always trying to push people up. Forgive me, I need to look this up. And just so you know, I'm really just recording because I need evidence in case anything scary happens. Someone throws something at me, and police get involved. I need to have some video evidence. But also, I think it maybe motivates someone to get out there. You see someone working out, you want to work out. You see someone talking about animals, and hey, maybe it's just what you wanted to listen to. Okay, am I actually live, or is this just messing with me? I don't want to use my mobile data. That's all the data I have. Bro, just give me internet. May the internet gods be in my favor, please. Okay, am I live? Let's see. Yay! I am in fact live. Wow. I think I found the right hotspot. It's not Burger King, unfortunately. All right, off we go. May shock you, but we're plant eaters. The length of our intestines is the same ratio as all of the other planet. Plant eaters have long intestines, 36 times the length of their torso is what real meat eaters have. Ours is about 14 times. Hyenas, bears, lions, and tigers have very short intestinal tracts. There's nothing about our economy impossible for any omnivore to ever clog an artery. That might be a little tip that you're not an omnivore, you're an herbivore. We are plant eaters because we clog our arteries. And die from meat, even if it's cooked. No omnivore has to do. Humans and other herbivores we do not pant like dogs and lions and tigers. Pull ourselves down. No claws on the human hand. Claws are a trademark of the carnivore and the omnivore. We have carbohydrate digestive enzymes. Herbivores possess that, meaning we're supposed to be eating a ton of carbs like fruits and vegetables. Our teeth are short, broad, flat, just like the teeth of other herbivores. And before somebody bursts out, what about these canines, dog? All herbivores, all animals have canines, molars and incisors. It's not possible for them. The lower jaw goes from side to side like this. Chew and grinding motion. If you chew and grind when you eat, you are an herbivore. Omnivores cannot do that with jaws. Swallow. No chewing, grinding, side to side action. Now I'm a fair guy. Somebody out there truly believes that humans are meat eaters. I give you 2 challenges to prove me wrong afterwards. Please do so if you wish. I want you to go outside and locate a squirrel. Put that carnivore speed into effect everyone has. Be my guest, catch a squirrel, no weapons, tools, or cages. Not allowed to be a fake carnivore or omnivore in this challenge. Now, if you're not an herbivore, you'll have no problem eating the squirrel. I guess eyes, nose, face, toes, tail, anus, inner organs, blood, fur. Don't forget about the brains. You don't get to pick and choose which body parts you want to eat, and you don't get to cook them either. People want to be real meat eaters. I'd love to see you eat raw flesh from the bone, down to the bone, until there's nothing left but the bone day after day. Challenge number 2, if you believe you're an omnivore, find a 2-year-old child, place them in a crate of live rabbit and an apple. If the child kills and eats the bunny rabbit, plays with the apples. Let me know, will you? Veganism is a logical extension of human rights. All individuals from every species deserve dignity, rights, respect, and freedoms, at least to their own autonomy. To be free from harm, we all suffer equally. Plants do not, they're not sentient. Plants don't have a brain, a central nervous system, and pain receptors. We all value the one life we have, and you can make a huge difference very easily. We are herbivores. We have 0 carnivorous instincts. 0 carnivorous instincts. When we're born young and growing up, we're all born vegan. We just acquire a taste for meat, cheese, milk, and eggs once we're forced down our throats through our childhood. Now, all I'm asking you to do is something normal and natural. Eat what comes from the earth. Every vitamin, mineral, nutrient that exists, protein, calcium, iron, potassium, all the B vitamins have an original source, and it ain't the animals. You are aware that we eat animals after the animals have eaten from the earth. People eat cows after the cows. We get to grab some of the soil, and we ship them to feedlot, and feed them most of our corn, wheat, oats, and soy. Then we take more of our corn, wheat, oats, and soy, shove it down the throats of the chickens and the pigs, turkeys, stop filtering meat, somebody else's body. It's illogical. It's irrational. Go to those sources directly. Fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, berries, legumes, acquired vegetables, herbs, and spices. We can even process this stuff, or we can eat it raw. These things cannot harm you, cannot cause a disease, and more importantly, they harm nobody else in the process. But when we consume who walks, who flies, and who swims, that is abnormal. Where does everybody think diseases come from? Broccoli? Asparagus? kale, mulligans, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, peaches, nectarines, grapes, bananas, avocados, onions, tomatoes, cucumbers, spinach. In case anyone's wondering about those contaminations from the time of year with vegetables, let's keep in mind the one and only source of E. coli and salmonella is food. Human poop or other animal poop. Spinach, peanuts, and broccoli do not poop, so let's stop blaming the plant products anytime there's an E. coli salmonella outbreak. 98% of all diseases are zoonotic. You would not have AIDS in a vegan world, HIV, monkeypox, mad cow disease, COVID, any of it. Humans are herbivores. Only us herbivores can get heart attacks from eating meat. You omnivores do not die from heart attacks. You're an herbivore. You're not a vegan. You're killing us for nothing. Keep in mind, this has nothing to do with God or evolution. This is a business. This is Smithfield, Conagra, Purdue, Tyson, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, KFC. That's why we have animal agriculture classes in college. So when we mass breed billions of slaves, they produce trillions of tons of manure. That stuff gets in the waterways and is run off into crops. Or the spraying feces contaminated water have record on for crops. But all of our main diseases, heart disease, heart attacks, and stroke, most of the cancers, prostate cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, pancreatic cancer, ovarian cancer, kidney disease, diabetes, osteoporosis, high blood pressure, obesity, asthma, 4 main factors that cause it. From vegans avoid the top 15 leading causes of death. I know about other factors. I'm not saying you can't get sick elsewhere. Of course you can. Smoking, drinking, stress, chemicals in the environment, high fructose corn syrup, smoothies. We all have other things to make you sick. But the 4 main things that are going to kill everybody here, notice that meat, cheese, milk, eggs, and honey. Cholesterol, saturated fat, trans fatty acids, animal protein. I'll repeat that last one. Animal protein is going to kill you. So when you go vegan, did you know that you eliminate cholesterol entirely from your diet? You can only get cholesterol from meat, cheese, milk, and eggs. Your body synthesizes cholesterol on its own. That's the only such thing as good cholesterol. The moment you take it in from an outside source, it's automatically bad cholesterol. You can take out 95% of saturated fat when you go vegan, and all of the naturally occurring trans fatty acids too. Now keep in mind, 2 to 9% of all meat and dairy and natural veganism is not about your health, healthy animals, but for the record, the health argument is out the window. Take out all animal protein. You know, animal protein is way too acidic for your body. You don't process it properly. It's the main reason why 1 in 3 meat eaters continuously get cancer. It's the main cause of osteoporosis. Are you aware when animal protein enters your blood, it makes it acidic instantaneously? But your blood can't stay acidic for long or else you die. So your body has to figure out a way to neutralize instantly the acidity. I have some good news and some bad. Start with good. Your body has figured out a way to neutralize the acidity. Now for the bad news. Only one way to make it happen at this point. Phosphate. There's only one source of phosphate in your body, and that's your bones. So you know, your bones are comprised of 2 things, calcium phosphate, and binding together. Take in each calcium phosphate out of the bones, take the phosphate to neutralize acidity, heat up the calcium. By every single epidemiological study, those done on human populations, every single one shows that societies that consume the most of animal protein have the worst rates of osteoporosis, bone fractures, and cancer. While societies that consume little to no animal protein, Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, vegetarians, Septe Aventis, have little to no rates of osteoporosis, bone fractures, and cancers. And so we don't get into a medical debate about different studies that are out there. Long time, coming in, spending all 2 hours looking up studies, print it out, wait for Q&A, and go, hey, I got something here that disproves everything you told us here today. What's up with that? I'll tell you what's up with that. You don't need a medical study to show me what people are dying of. For the record, every study you can produce showing that humans need meat, cheese, milk, eggs, and honey. I'll produce two. Showing that meat, cheese, milk, and eggs are the number one cause of killing human beings. But we all know medical studies can be manipulated either way, so even though I got a heavy 2-to-1 edge on this, I say toss them all out because you don't need them. All you have to do is pay attention to this meat, cheese, milk eating society we all live in. How many of your friends and family members have a disease already or have already died from the disease? So I can't be the only one affected by this. Grandfather died of a heart attack. Grandma died of a stroke. Jack died of a heart attack. Dwayne Brooks, last October, I'm 15. Got a call around midnight that my father actually passed away from a heart attack. My mom, she's got asthma. Stepdad's got heart disease so badly he takes 7 pills for breakfast. My best friend Darren, 4 aunts and uncles are my age, they're dying of diabetes. Next girlfriend, 40. Current girlfriend, Dion, very cancer. Last night, I shit you not, my girlfriend found out that her father has prostate cancer. And what is the one thing that we all have in common with each other besides the air we breathe and the water we drink? Animal products. All day long. Now we know you can blame some of the cancers on environmental pollution. There's no doubt about that. How are you going to blame diabetes, obesity, heart attacks, and stroke on environmental pollution? Here, I'll break it down for you in a couple different ways. Show you what's killing you. Show you what's lying to you too. Flat out, bald-faced lies. Let's come to an agreement on the dairy industry, shall we? Let me know if I'm unfair about this. I want to know. According to the dairy industry itself, the main reason they exist is so you can get calcium. Fair? That not their entire claim? Strong bones, strong body, milk does the body good, got milk. Get some cheese, get some calcium. Check it out with the Department of Agriculture. We consume the most amount of dairy in India right here. And we didn't sandwich anymore. We put cheese in every nook and every cranny of every single food item. We put it inside the pizza crust now. We put cheese on top of salads now too. You can't even get a salad enough without cheese. You aren't lucky enough to find salad nice and cheese. What's the first thing people say to the server? Hey, can I get some ranch, some Thousand Island? Can you pour some dairy on these vegetables for me? So in this society where everybody is hooked on cheese, and I mean hooked, like it's been like with weed, crack, ecstasy, morphine, and the antidote, most people cannot fathom one meal, let alone one day or a lifetime without cheese. In fact, you ever want to know why vegetarians never go vegan? It's cheese. Cheese on a baked potato, cheese on the broccoli, cheese on everything in sight. Even lactose intolerant people eat cheese. I don't care what anybody says about this, they might go straight to calories. Without cheese, pepperoni pizza on a lactose intolerant person, no hesitation, right down the hatch. So we got all these animal products going on in our diets. You ever wonder why there are no less than 3 TV commercials being run for calcium supplements? Actonel, Corneva, Citracal. You have got to be kidding. Calcium supplements here? How come this osteoporosis? Oh, we're all getting hooked. Looking at the vitamin stores, I say plural stores because, boy, when I travel this country, meat eaters pull me aside all the time. They go, hey, we eat meat because you get everything you need from meat. All the vitamins, all the minerals, all the nutrients. You know, how come in this meat, cheese, milk, bakery society we all live in? Every city has only 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 vitamin stores. How come Rite Aid, Walmart, Costco, Superstore have a complete vitamin section too with a whole shelf devoted to calcium supplements? I thought we were getting everything we need from the animal products. That's what the meat and dairy people told us. Newsflash, you don't. Animal protein won't allow it. Basic biology, your nervous system. acidic, phosphate hydrobone, phosphate neutral, how you get through your urine. People ate a freaking apple or pear once in a while. Nobody would eat now taking a shit. 5 pound fiber better fiber. You can look around, what's going on. All this being said, you established the 4 reasons, but you please need habit, tradition, convenience, taste. That's it. Yeah, I know why people do it. I did it myself for 25 years. We don't do this to be ethical or stay healthy. That's obvious. We don't do this to help the environment out either. Things on the environment. By the way, go to the website 88ptc.org. World hunger, environmental pollution, root cause of world hunger, meat-eating societies. 65 to 85% of our grains, wheats, and cereals are used to feed 90 billion land animals every year, instead of feeding 9 billion people directly. Do the math on this. You don't need to be Einstein to figure out this equation. We feed 90 billion cows and pigs, and we can't feed 9 billion humans. Number one cause for all the problems with climate change is animal agriculture. English doctors hear me say, I think meat tastes great. Cows love it. Eggs, cheese, love it. I did not stop eating this stuff because it tasted good. I stopped for ethics, morality. But in case you want to go vegan, it's never been easier. You go to a Mila restaurant, it's Georgia Straits voted Vancouver's best restaurant in the city. It's a vegan restaurant. Got vegan supply. It's like a little supermarket, superstore kind of thing. You get everything you need from vegan supply. It's only 10 minutes from here. You can have field roast, chow, cheese, and burgers. Those are my favorite. You get all the most affordable foods in the produce section. You can get the pasta stuff. You can get a Beyond Burger, Impossible Burger from A&W or Burger King. Those are all vegan, and they're also the most affordable sandwiches. The same with the ones at Chipotle and Subway. The options are endless. I cannot tell you how many of my immediate friends and family members have flat out full There's also wheat meat, seitan. It tastes a little different. Trust me, I've taste tested all this stuff on your behalf. I would not recommend products to you that I do not find absolutely fantastic. You can just put the word vegan in front of any recipe on Google, and voila, you got yourself a meal. And there's also happy cow, which is nice little place. Keep that anywhere on the globe, and tell them where the ocean is. Everything easy, there's literally no excuse for consuming slavery, raping and murdering the most vulnerable and innocent members of our society. Individuals who have never harmed us or deserved any wrath or disrespect. If you're not a vegan, you are an animal abuser, you really need to take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, how do you morally justify taking the life of somebody else? I always catch a handful of people when I'm talking about monk meats. There's always a handful of people that wrinkle up their noses, make big wide eyes, start glancing at people next to them. Like soy chicken, this guy crazy, soy bacon, he must be out of his mind. How come this stuff? It's made out of fruits and vegetables. No chemicals, not created to life. These things are considered most disgusting, right? Like meat. It's got 5 components. Let me break it down to you. Blood, flesh, veins, muscles, tendons, and ligaments. The cut-up corpse of a dismembered body. How does meat not qualify as gross and disgusting to everybody? How in the world is a beverage, a liquid that oozes out of the mammary glands of another being, a secretion that drips from the mammary glands of cows? That's loaded with pus, by the way. Oh yeah, I'd love to tell you about the pus in your cow's milk. It would be my pleasure. When you hook up machines to the udders of cows 6 times a day to suck them dry, those machines cause massive amounts of infection on the inside and outside of the udders. Now let's add all the bovine growth hormones. Make sure that the machine doesn't know what not to suck out. Pus, mucus, and infection all goes down with your milk. But when did pasteurization become a removal process? It's a sanitation process. We're only sanitizing pus in our milk. You want to look up this stuff online? You don't think the dairy industry would use the word pus when they write about this problem in the trade journals? Yeah, they'll deceive you again on this one. Look up the scientific word for pus, somatic cell counts. By the way, our government, the Department of Agriculture, CIFA, they allowed into one eyedropper, 25 mil of pus, 200 million parts for every glass of milk. By the way, while you're looking up that live from the dairy industry and humane slaughter and all the other ones, you might want to look up casomorphins. Remember that part where I said people are so hooked on cheese? Like some weed crack, ecstasy, morphine, and the antidote. Other cows, before birth, they produce a substance in their milk called casomorphine. Lights up the same neurons in your brain as heroin. You can Google this. Dairy is addictive AF. Human women produce a substance casomorphine in the milk as well, designed to keep the babies addicted and close to safety money. Does anyone know what an egg is from a hen? It's an embryo or aborted fetus. It's unfertilized, so it's not even close. And there's a female, though. Unfertilized egg through a female menstruation cycle once a month. It's a hen's period. You have a sample of hen periods in the morning. And all of a sudden, I'm weird because I don't eat omelets anymore. What about vomit? Oh boy, we're going to take those blinders off today. Come on, you guys love vomit. You adore vomit all over your food. Better give this one a pretty name, though. Nobody's going to buy any vomit. Unless we call it honey instead. Honey comes directly from the stomach of a bee. It is regurgitated right through a bee's mouth. Look it up with any wildlife biologist, but nobody wants bee vomit nut Cheerios. We want honey nut Cheerios. So if we play euphemism games, we want ourselves through. Standard diet of meat eater is blood, flesh, veins, muscles, tendons, calcification, casomorphins, pus, hen periods, and bee vomit? I'm not done yet. Not while I got you all here today. You know how we top this all off, in my opinion? Every time the special holidays coming up, people take a dead turkey, open up the dead turkey's bum, carve out a really big hole in that bum, take some stuffing and shove it inside the turkey's bum. And use that dead, empty, bacteria-laden bum as an oven to make some bread. Ass bread. And people think vegans are weird because they eat tofu, fruits and vegetables, and seeds and nuts and berries. Or beans with some liquid smoke that tastes like a burger. I tell people my favorite meal nowadays is yams. Fuck yeah, yams. Push me up a plate of yammies, and I'm a happy guy. I know how most people are about this. They're like, you just eat yams all day? Oh man, it's kind of weird. Okay, but someone else's big cake sitting on your plate. Is it weird? Does it make you think twice, severed legs, slice up thighs, mutilated breasts, bloody corpse on your plate? Does it make you think twice? You want to know why? Blinders are on nice and tightly. Most of you were perturbed when this protest began, when I accused everybody of having blinders on, being misled and uninformed. I am not here to be your enemy. In fact, I probably have the greatest gift I could ever give you, knowledge. You might have had a pretty good excuse, being uninformed or misinformed. Okay. That's fair. Honest, I was the same for a long time. Kind of curious though. What's your excuse now? Another animal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner ever again. These individuals have never harmed you, violated you, taken advantage of you in any way, shape, or form. The least you could do is turn this away from them. Cool. Keep the status quo as is. Make sure the species have no freedom. Make sure they never experience one drop of human kindness. Make sure their beaks are sliced off, their horns are cut off, and their testicles are ripped off at birth without anesthetic. Keep paying someone to stick a knife in their throat for every second of every day for all eternity. Really hope you make the right choice. Veganism is a logical extension of human rights. All individuals from every species deserve dignity, rights, respect, and freedom to be treated in the spirit of brotherhood. We're all sentient. We have a brain, a central nervous system, and pain receptors. We experience the world and we value the one life we have and we suffer equally. Plants do not. Plants do not have a subjective reality. They don't see the color blue. They don't feel the breeze. Plants are not conscious. Animals are. That is why it's incredibly cruel to not believe it. It's the most evil thing you will ever do in your entire life. When it comes to cruelty, I think there's more cruelty in the glass of milk than the steak. I want to make my case visually, verbally. YouTube, Yourofsky is the best speech you'll ever hear. It's very easy to remember. It's the best speech you'll ever hear. It's so damn good. I just got to recite it to you. You can watch themenu.com. YouTube Gary's scary. Understand, you're an herbivore. You're a plant eater. I would love to explain it to you, debate it, show you the evidence. A really good tip if you're not an omnivore. So I don't know, omnivores don't die from eating meat. It's impossible to clog the arteries and give a heart attack or stroke, atherosclerosis to an omnivore. Only herbivores can get heart attacks. Guess what? Most of you are going to die from eating meat. So we're a bunch of herbivores, murdering, raping, living in Holocaust, the most innocent and unofficial individuals on the planet. And yes, consciousness is not exclusive to the mammalian prefrontal cortex or magpies and gorillas and dolphins. All animals are conscious. We're all individuals. We all have mind and thoughts and feelings. Your own one subjective experience that we value. If you're not a vegan, goddamn. Goddamn. You're an animal abuser. You may as well go around kicking cats and dogs. Makes no difference to the victim if they're a pig or a chicken. They all suffer from it. Open up your mind. You don't have to love animals. You don't have to love another person. That's right. You believe that people deserve rights just because they're people. And we think we made what we said. So who knows? Maybe one day science will say that plants, who knows? When you kill them. So what are you going to do then? You get starved to death? Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Vegan sucks. Do you actually want to talk about love? But my computer. Do you guys agree with that guy that vegans are starving? It's impossible to go vegan? It's kind of fucked up excuse to Holocaust an innocent little cow or a pig. Anytime you show up at the farms, your victims are being abused. This is how slaves are treated. It's not an isolated incident. You really think white people are actually ship them over here on ships? You really think Nazis were they force them into the gas chambers? This happens because the animals are considered our slaves. They're not free. We got this stuff back. They're only doing that because you want to get the fruit out of their body. And enough already. You're not a caveman. You're not a cavewoman anymore. Stop acting like Neanderthals. This is 2024. Give it up. It's not funny. It's not cute. Those animals are being abused. It's not your right. It's not your freedom. You do this to them. You don't get to have freedom when somebody else doesn't. It's a violation. We deserve to be treated with the respect that we give others. Ever wonder why vegans are so upset like I am right now? Watch Dominion.com. Go down to Richmond, see the dairy cows as they cry for stolen babies. Every time we show up at a farm, someone's punching, kicking, and stabbing somebody. Something else I'm curious about, how come when I show y'all videos of people punching and kicking animals, that disrespect angers me more than when you put piercings in their eyes and put a knife in their throat? But even if you do find some magical farm where they're not punching and kicking their slaves, when they slit their throat and kill them, how is that not cruelty? 90% of hamburgers in America comes from spent dairy cows. That's why milk is worse. Once they can't produce milk, slaughterhouse, no exceptions. That's after 3 years. If ever given a chance, cows live to be 18 to 25 years old. I'm not trying to talk about animals. I'm going to talk about animal issues. It's just that most people don't think that animals go through the same things, the same emotions that you go through, that we all go through, that your pet at home goes through. In order for a female mammal to produce milk, she has to be pregnant. So every year, every cow on every dairy farm is raped. Long steel device shoved without consent into their vagina to inject them with gold seed, sometimes using bare hands. Of course, after she gives birth, her babies are stolen from her. Let me tell you something, worst dreams I've ever heard. I've heard them all firsthand. Dairy cow. When I started finding out about this stuff like little 15 years ago, I didn't think it was like that. I thought everybody was exaggerating. Unlike anybody else. Walks inside, brushes it off. I actually went to see what's going on. I spent 6 weeks in Thornapple Valley Pig Slaughterhouse in Detroit. And by the way, I did not. I'm reciting Gary Yourofsky's best speech you'll ever hear, word for word. I broke into fur farms. I went behind scenes of every rodeo and every circus that ever came through Michigan. The worst screams I've ever heard. Mother cow, as she cries for her stolen baby given back to her. The same scream I imagine every woman here would make if someone held you down after birth and took your newborn baby away from you for your breast milk. Why do we take babies away from their mom? Well, male cows don't produce milk, so they're getting sledgehammer to the face. They'd rather sell that milk to you than give it to those little babies. Every time you have lots of milk, some calf out there is not. During Q&A we're about to have, you can ask me anything. I'm no politician. You went online, saw my radical essays that got me kicked out of countries, bring them up. There's one question I'll not entertain though. You cannot ask me why the cows produce milk. Isn't it good for us? Shouldn't we be having it? Shouldn't we be giving it to our kids? Nature took care of this in the beginning of time. Cows produce milk for their babies and their babies alone. Case alone, forever, permanent. No debating, no discussing. They don't make milk for baby elephants, baby orangutans, baby hedgehogs. They rabbits, they rats, they humans, adolescent humans, adult humans. This body of ours has absolutely no need for cow's milk. Like it has absolutely no need for giraffe milk. Or rhinoceros milk, or hippopotamus milk, animal milk, horse milk, rat milk, cat milk, or dog milk. The only milk you ever need is the milk from your own mother's breast. Once you are done weaning from your own mother's breast milk, you never need another drop of milk again. In case if you like some kind of milk in your diet like I do, let me reiterate the good news. Rice milk, hemp milk, macadamia nut milk, cashew milk, coconut milk, hazelnut milk. There are literally 70 different vegan milks. Actually, the cheese, hundreds of thousands of products. If you don't like this processed stuff, there's 60,000 delicious types of cheese. You give up nothing when you go to bed. Except the cruelty. The only thing that any vegan ever regrets is not doing it sooner. I want to thank everybody for listening with an open mind. I truly do appreciate that. I had a lot of really awesome conversations with you guys. If anyone has questions about veganism, animal liberation, or anything of the sort, feel free to ask. Otherwise, wake up, smell coffee, take the earwax out of your ears, have some teeth up, get it wakey, no more eggs and bacon. Humans are herbivores. Yeah, that's right. You're a plant eater. Only herbivores plug their arteries. Google this, challenge me, baby, look it up. It's impossible for any omnivore to ever clog their artery or get a heart attack. And what's the number one killer of human beings? I think it's eating meat. I think maybe that's why vegans live 10 years longer, avoid the 15 leading killers of death. Anyways, we're herbivores. Every animal is conscious. They're individuals with their own minds, subjective experience and reality. You're not vegan, you're an animal abuser. Come to watchmedia.com. I like being stupid and eating bacon. Well, you know what? That's messed up. Vegans, be active. It's the most pleasurable, satisfying thing you will ever experience. It can be hard, but the best things in life are.